Yes, good morning, good afternoon, and also good evening. I wholeheartedly offer whatever suits your time zone. And I want you all to stay calm. The truth is, will shall overcome. And according to Stav and also Bobby, who was here in one of in one of the Blue Morning shows, we've been through worse before. And I don't think anything will happen to the club. I think this whole saga or controversy or however you want, whatever you want to call it, is temporarily. It will not last forever. We shall overcome. Stav, how are you doing today, my friend?
I'm all right. I'm all right, my friend. I'm okay. I'm okay.
Yes, how you coping with the news and the situation? The issues surrounding our beloved club.
Yeah,
I hope
yeah,
you're good.
yeah. I'm relaxed about it. It's all politics, isn't it? It's just that the government had to silence a few people to make
Hmm.
themselves look good. And I wouldn't take a government that's asking £75 and 7 pages of
Hmm.
forms for the Ukrainians. Right, seriously. I believe the club are due to have a meeting with them this afternoon.
Hmm.
So it's best to just hold on and see what comes out of it. But we will be able to sell the club.
Yeah,
That's not going to change
yeah,
things.
and again, I'm going to repeat myself. I'm confident. Definitely, Chelsea shall overcome. These things happen, and I did like how you put it. It is politics overall. They just want to make example of someone. They have to do something, and Roman happened to be, the most, you could say, notable Russian that owns business in the UK. So for them, that will make the noise that they want to hear. But that's, by the way, we move on. We have to look at the game, look at the lineup the moment it's out. I'm still seeing probable lineup here. I'm not seeing the men lineup. Yes, it takes time before these guys show the lineup. Uh, the Fort Mob guys, and I want to say thank you to them also, because I use the app for free. It makes the whole uh, process seamless. You can get the Android version, you can also get the Apple version, and you can also get it on Huawei products. And yeah, that's your decision. No matter what happens, even if Chelsea get relegated to tier 10, I'm following them. It's the club that I love so much. I'm not gonna leave Chelsea for any reason. Yeah, so thank you to Fort Mob again, and we go straight to the lineup. Staff, are you there? And for the
Right, great.
lineup, it's out already, and it looks like it's also three at the back, 3-4-2-1. And hopefully these guys will get us a win today. And first, I'd like to say thank you for Mikhail for joining the stream. I know you're very busy. Thank you, CFC, for him for also finding time to join the stream, and also Phantom of many topics. Thank you also for joining the stream. So the lineup here, Stab, we have Mendy in goal. The back three, we have Thiago Silva leading the back three. We have Chalobah to his right, Christensen to his left. I'm wondering why Antonio Rudiger isn't starting. I'm not sure why. And for the 2 6 we have Jorginho and Mateo Kovacic. We right wing back position, we have Cesar Azpilicueta, who in his, who's been one of the most, you could say that is an exemplary professional. And also, you let me know today that he's decided to trigger the 1 year extension in his contract. That shows you how much he loves the club. That is some good news for all of us. And for the left wing back position, Sagu Niguez Swat. And for the two number eights, it is Kai Havertz, Mason Mount, and for number nine, it is Timo Werner. What do you think about this lineup, staff?
Interesting. Um, I have reservations about Saul.
Hmm.
I think, is Rudiger on the bench?
Yeah, let me look at the bench. Usually, they're not really good at showing the bench. I'm going to find the bench in the fifth stand up, but go ahead while I look for it.
Yeah, I think it's a question of him just shuffling the pack and resting a few people. I just hope it's not an underestimation of Norwich, because as bad as they've been, they've had 2 or 3 wins as well, so they shouldn't be underestimated, especially at home. Mason Mount gets another chance to try and prove himself. I'm surprised Werner's up top, but I think he's thinking of Newcastle at the weekend. It's a tougher game, and then we've got
it is going to be a busy week overall for us. But go ahead.
And I think he's got to think about Lille next week if it goes ahead. If it goes ahead, apparently we've been limited to 20,000 expenses for travelling to games, which is okay. Which is okay in England, but I'm not sure that's enough for France. And we were due to fly in on a private jet, so that's changed things. But I don't know. I mean, if there's any common sense, that they're going to increase it for travel to an away game in Europe.
Yeah, I will look at the bench later. Let's just talk about this game. I think we'll have more than enough time to talk about the situation. I know it's easy to start talking about it because it's a very, very painful situation. And if you can hear us, we are streaming from YouTube, and also if you can join us on YouTube, that would be fine. Yeah, thank you very much, my brother. I can't question God. Let me phrase it like that, because I do believe in God. I can't question God for what happened. What happened has happened, and I know my dad would probably like me, want me to be happy, although it's difficult, but I have to move on. I have to, put it behind me and then lead the family as the best way I can. So if you're watching us from Facebook, we have about 15 people watching. If you're watching us from Facebook, you can join us on YouTube, and maybe by the end of the show, we'll do a giveaway so you can participate. So stop now. Looking at the lineup, I'd say it's starting to look like playing Saul Niguez in that position is just strictly for his ball playing ability, not because he's the best defensively. I think that's what I've learned. I think that's the way he used him in the last game we played, is just because of his ball playing capabilities, and also he can put in some good crosses. What do you think about Saul Niguez in that position?
Yeah, it's okay in a game like this. I certainly wouldn't play. I wouldn't play him there against Newcastle though. But this game's okay, and I would imagine we've got enough firepower on the bench. So let's see how it goes.
That's what I'm not seeing the bench clearly, and I've looked at it in the fifth stand up. I'm not sure why I can't see it. Okay, let's talk about not sure why I can't see the bench here. It's just two injured guys. Let's talk about okay, it has changed again. So something wasn't right in the first lineup they showed here. Okay. So Rudiger is back on.
Okay.
Yeah, the initial lineup was misleading, I must say. Saul is not a left wing back, period. Should have gone a 4 at the back. I think maybe it's 3 at the back, and Rudiger is back on there. Thiago Silva leads them. Chalobah to the right. The 2 6s are Kovacic and Kante. And left wing back position is Alonso. Right wing back position is Cesar Azpilicueta. The 2 8s is Pulisic and Mount. And the number 9 is Kai Havertz. So they mixed something up before. So this is the correct lineup now. What do you think as it is right now, staff?
Yeah, that's better. It's better. I think he's basically made his mind up about Havertz being the 9. I would have liked to have seen Ziyech getting a few minutes at least. If hopefully he'll come on. But his hand's been forced a bit with Reece picking up another injury, so we'll see. Did you say Mount's still starting? Yeah.
Yeah, one of the two number eights. He's on the right hand side. Pulisic is on the left. Pulisic, I don't have. Go ahead. I will talk about. We'll talk about them one by one. But overall, my question was if you have any issues with the lineup overall.
My only issue is Mount, but not for the reason people think.
Why did you say that?
Because it didn't work in the last game, and he only started to function when he dropped back into the midfield, and we ended up with 5 in the midfield with 2 up top. That's his natural position, and he started to move the ball a bit better. And he's again playing to suit the system, and I'm not going to repeat myself on such an issue. I agree.
For me, I'd say. Yeah, for me, I'd say Mount's issue is it just seems as if he's mentally tired. I think he needs quite some rest to recover fully. You could still feel the energy was there the last game he played. You could say the movement was there also, but the decision making it was where he lacked. He lacked so much. So that to me leads, makes me think about. Think about it. I think if you think about it, he's mentally tired. It's been overplayed for quite some time now, and whenever he rests, it's just a game or two. He never rests properly. Don't you think the issue is that he's mentally tired?
Well, we can't tell, can we? Only Tuchel knows if it is or he isn't, and maybe we just feel he is. I just feel that he's asked, from the position he's playing, he's asked to do more than he would be expected.
And before you continue, I think Josh just made a point here. That's not the lineup. I think they switched it up again, and I'm not sure why. We're not seeing the correct lineup here. So I think they're losing connection.
Look on the official Facebook page. You normally have the team on there.
Yeah, just thank you for CFC Fahim for saying that's not the reminding me that that's not the lineup. So, but if you're in the chat while I look for the correct lineup, can you please update us? Let me try and look in the 15th app. And if you have it, Stab, you can read it for us.
I can't because I'm on my mobile. I'd have to leave to look.
Okay, let me try and find it now.
They should have listed Mimi with the team and the subs on Facebook by now on the official Chelsea page.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, Josh says the lineup here from Josh says Mendy, Chalobah, Silva, Rudiger, Saúl, Niguez. Just the first one they showed on the screen there. Jorginho, Kovacic, Havertz, Mount, Timo. So yeah, so it was the first one we were looking at, and this brings me to Josh's argument here. I think Josh says he liked Saúl at left wing back position. I think the primary reason why you could argue Tuchel deploys him there is his ball playing ability, not necessarily because of his defensive ability. And I think what Tuchel needs is to control the game. And again, I've said this like a million times on the show here. The primary responsibility of Chelsea wing backs are not to defend. Their primary responsibility mainly is to support the attack, invert whenever possible, and then confuse the opponent. What do you think about that statement, Stav?
Yeah, that's correct. And he's probably playing him there because Simeone played him left wing last season. He wasn't playing. That's why he wanted to leave in the first place, because he got fed up of playing on the left wing. But I think the situation now is he'll just be happy to play whatever he's at. So I'm sure he'll be okay with it. And he's been improving as time's gone on. So no Billy Gilmore, so their midfield won't be as controlled and creative. So it should be all right.
Yeah. Okay, let me ask you this. I want to see the bench again, but this thing is a bit lagging here. I'm not sure why. I want to see who's on. Okay, formation. Okay, 3-4-2-1, like we said before. Chalobah, Christensen, Niguez. Okay, the two number 8s. Mount, and Havertz. And on the bench, we have Salah, Lukaku, Kennedy, Kante. Ziyech is on the bench. So why start Werner?
Well, he's assessing which is the harder game, and he's rotating players based on who we're facing. And I think you've got the next two games after this one are going to be tougher. Are going to be tougher games. And then we've got a break for 2 weeks, haven't we? So some of them are going to be going away on international duty. So maybe he's thinking about that as well. Who's going to be away a lot, and I just don't want to underestimate Norwich. I know what their position's like, and I know what their form's been like, but I don't want to underestimate them. And I want to finish as high as possible. Got to be top four, because that Champions League football would be an attraction to potential new owners as well. And I'm glad Cesar Spilicueta's playing, because we got a leader back on the pitch again. And his commitment by invoking the additional clause shows how much he loves the club. And I'm hoping those guys out there, irrespective of what the general public think of Roman, they know him. They know him, and I want him to go out and just start doing it from now on, continuously, for the fans and for Roman. There should be fans there tonight, because the game was sold before. So there should be Chelsea supporters there, which will help. I'm not sure what the situation is.
Why do you think? I have a question for you. Why do you think Christensen is playing on the left while Sa is available? He's played there before, and he did quite well whenever he played there. Is it because possibly because we don't have? You could argue with Jorginho. Yeah, with Jorginho and Kovacic, the defense doesn't have proper protection. Is that the case?
No, I think it's okay. It's okay. I think any of those centre backs should be able to play anywhere along the back three, either side. And as long as Silva's in the centre, Silva is in the centre. So he dictates the defence and what they do. So I'm okay with it. And I think Sar's been a bit shaky a couple of times now, more recently.
Yeah, so but you could argue the game where you're saying he's shaky was the game where we didn't have proper protection for the defense, so they were coming at him so many times. Just like that is when he initially starting games, it happened like that. But whenever Kante is in the team, he's looked solid, and he's good aerially. He's good on the ball too. It's just I don't think it makes sense to start Christensen in this game on the left-hand side when Rudiger and Sa is on the bench, both of which traditionally play in that position. And every game matters. So I'm not sure why Christensen, but that's your like, I understand your argument. So one thing I want to talk about here is why Werner and Lukaku is on the bench.
Just to give him much time, make it add a bit of pace up the front. I don't know. I think it's just to keep him happy, basically. I think I just hope he's not underestimating Norwich. That's my only problem. And it depends. It depends who's playing for them as well. But that's my only problem.
Chelsea will give you this in her. So that she knows what it is.
So how do you think that would? Don't you think that would affect Lukaku's confidence?
I don't know. Like, what can I say? Possibly, but I don't think Tuchel's really bothered about individuals. And maybe with a new owner coming in, he might ask them to get rid of him. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, all I know is the guy's got 11 goals. I think it's 11. He had a perfectly good one disallowed in the cup final, which would have put him on 12, which would have put him just 4 behind what Drogba got in his first season. Although that's counting 2 in the World Club, because Drogba was slow when he first came. I just think I don't want to go back to the Lukaku thing anyway. I just think the whole thing has been made into a situation it didn't need to be, and people still misunderstanding that interview. But I don't have a problem with him. But maybe he's going to play him in one of the 2 games upcoming, and he's just slowly rotating him. And he's bound to be going away with Belgium, isn't he? I'm pretty sure Belgium will have games. So I've not looked at international fixtures. All I know is on the 29th, I get to go out of the house for the first time in about 3 months. I'm going to go and watch Cyprus play Estonia in the playoff. So
yeah,
that's all I know. But thing is, no one knows how Tuchel thinks today. Let's be honest. They might come out and maybe Christensen won't be on the left-hand side. If it's from fifth stand or this programme, a lot of it's just assessments and judgments in their opinion. Probably because there's 2 right-sided players playing. He might put Chalobah on the left, I don't know. But we'll see. But I don't care. As long as we win the game, I just want to keep on winning. And I just want to be...
a win is important in this game. It's a must-win game because we need some, we need some, you could say, uplift and new lift our spirits, because you could say a real Chelsea fan at these times will not. There's no Chelsea fan that's settled. It's worrying, it's concerning, but I think it will only be fair for us to, maybe in a few minutes, switch to talking about the current situation and how what could happen to the club. What do you think? Should we just switch to that, but before we do that, I'd like to get Nick's input on the lineup.
Get Nick in, because I have to drop out because I'm getting feedback, and I'll come back in.
All right, Nick. Okay, thank you, Nick. What do you think about the lineup overall?
Yeah, well, my mind is not on the game, if I have to tell you the truth.
It is difficult. Yeah, it is difficult.
It's very difficult.
To be on the game.
Me personally, I want Chelsea to come out, for the kickoff, line up, and when the referee blows the whistle, to sit down and protest against the government. That's what I'll say. I don't care. I
think with that let's just switch to the matter at hand. Let's just talk about the situation. I think it's natural to switch from Nick's comment now. I think we can all agree the lineup. I think where you see that what's his name, Rudiger is on the bench. Saul starts at the left wing back position. I think it will be even difficult for us to take our minds off the current situation and talk about the lineup. So let's just talk about the lineup. So Nick, do you think the fans demonstrating will make any difference? I don't think it will.
About the fans, I know it won't make any difference, but we have to be heard. I know the government will do what they want to do, but as we said how many million times before, there's a big agenda against Chelsea Football Club. That's even before Roman Abramovich. As everyone knows that. So I'm just saying we should show our colours and tell these people what we think. We live in England. Our club is Chelsea. Nothing to do what Putin is doing. It's nothing to do. Roman is nothing to do with him. Just because he's a billionaire, it doesn't mean they have to take the club from him.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, how can I say this? It's it's very difficult to concentrate on a game. I'm not surprised what Tuchel's done. He's left the main men on the bench, Rudiger, Ziyech, and everyone. Well, they need a rest anyway. But against Norwich, we should win by rights. But we don't know what sort of mind our players are going to have. I'm sure they'd be thinking about this. It's impossible not to think about what's going on. So I wouldn't blame anyone, even if we lost. It doesn't matter to me. All I'm concerned about is the club, the future of our club.
Yeah, I think you make it.
I know.
That
I'm not saying
I want.
I want us to win. I predicted 3-0 for us to win still, but that's not the main concern. I wish they do like I said, but I know that's not going to happen. But I think as fans, we have to protest in some way. Maybe it's not going to be tomorrow. I've been hearing it might be Sunday, the Newcastle game. Could be. So I'll be there for that if that's going to happen then. I've been shouting all day today on Twitter. I don't know if you saw. So we go up there tomorrow afternoon and make our way down to Downing Street. But, I don't know how many Chelsea fans want to do that. That's the problem.
Okay, yeah. I'll come back to you, Nick. I understand what you're trying to say. Mikhail, welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. Always nice to have you on the panel. So, Mikhail, I believe you heard what Nick just said about the fans demonstrating or something like that. I think that was Nick. Correct me if I'm wrong. Was that what you meant?
Yes.
Okay, so my question to you, Mikhail, if the fans decide to do that, on what ground, and do you think it will make any difference?
I think it's a little premature right now to go. What are we protesting, right? We have to the picture has to be a bit more clearer, and we have to see the end game panning out first for whatever this is going to be. It's a little premature to protest against what we don't know is coming. I mean, uncertainty, of course, exists, and it is scandalous to drag the club as a business or as a footballing entity into politics, but such is war, I guess, and such is the reality of the situation. But I'm just going to echo what Nick Blue was saying there. I think that how do you get your head into this game? Like I'm sitting where I am, and I can't focus on my work, or so I thought I might as well just jump on and say a few words and talk to you all. Help each other get through the day and the news, and hopefully, there's a way through all of this uncertainty as we proceed through the season. Because right now, I mean, I have more questions than answers, and I'm sure we're all in the same boat there. It's a strange one. I'm looking at the lineup. It seems like we're lining up for a 3-4-3 again.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
So hopefully that's muscle memory and not too much head involved.
I think that's a good argument there. Hopefully muscle memory will help. But Mikhail, let's say now, if we have a clear understanding of what's going on, do you think really a protest will make any difference? Because to me, I'd say I don't think so. Because it took them time. Yeah, go ahead.
Are we protesting? Are we protesting that we're impacted by this? Are we protesting how we're being impacted by this? Are we protesting the fact that our owners being targeted by this? Like, there's so many different angles to this. Right now, I don't see a clear line of debate or argument. I mean, as they said, like, I'm sure there's lots of legal recourse. But if it's going to drag the club down.
Nick, just let him go. Nick, let Mikhail finish. I think you'll come in soon. Go ahead.
No, I don't want to speak for Nick. I kind of feel the emotion of the situation, just like most of us. So I feel the need to go out there as a fan base and make our presence seen and our voices heard. I just don't know what we can ask for at this time, because it's all kind of pretty heavy-handed. I guess in view of just that statement right there, I think for fans to be seen together, concerned, and showing concern would probably be a benefit in terms of maybe making the government think twice about their actions and their decisions, and in trying to reach out and antagonize and spite Roman and by proxy, whoever else be engaged in the wider events right now in Europe. It's more about the impact to the local community, the club, the league itself. I mean, talk about the precedent they're setting for the rest of the EPL from here onwards. Like,
precedent indeed. Go ahead.
Guardiola was kind of chuckling in the press conference when they put it to him that managers need to probably dig into owners before they accept jobs from now onwards, and he's probably sitting there thinking, yeah, I better be booking my tickets out of here, because what's to say Man City isn't next, and so on and so forth.
Because the fact remains that there are other owners owners of Premier League clubs that you could argue have done even worse. This is no stream for politics, but you could talk about the Saudis who bite weapons, killing children in Yemen and all that. There are a lot of human rights concerns in Saudi Arabia that the British government and the American government don't ever talk about. Now, it's just because you could argue Roman is just at the forefront in this matter, given that he was once a governor. He's from Russia. He was once a governor in a state in Russia. And yeah, truly, he has ties with Russia, but Romana isn't. He has no hands in what Putin is doing, and I'm sure they know that. And Roman cannot uproot Chelsea Football Club and take it to Russia with them. No matter what happens, Chelsea remains there. So, and I don't know if they're even seeing things from that is the fact that whatever they do will, to some measure, affect the UK economy. And you say something about the local community. And again, I was going to ask, this guy has done so much for the British government, and that's for the immediate community where Chelsea is, and overall the British people, what he's done for the NHS during the pandemic. If I start saying it, the day will end and I will not be through with what Roman has done for the country. Yet they did not consider that, so it's just seemed like sorry.
It's all forgotten.
Yeah,
I said it's all forgotten. Forget the NHS. Can I just jump in here?
Yeah, go ahead
for a minute. Right, this has nothing to do with Putin. Right, Putin won't give a stuff about Roman and what they do to Roman. Right, Roman and Usimov, who used to be at Arsenal, and he now has connections to Everton, were put on the list this morning by Liz Truss, who's an absolute useless waste of space foreign minister, right? And they've been getting a lot of stick in the Parliament regarding them not sanctioning oligarchs, right? But what's made it worse is Britain's policy regarding the refugees from the Ukraine. They want them to fill seven-page form in, pay £75. They want them to translate it all into English. They want documented proof. If they've got a relative in the UK, they want documented proof that they're a relative and that the relative's been in the UK for how long. Right? They're putting right? This whole thing goes back. Forget Putin. Right, this goes back to the government policy, the UK government policy, right, which relates to Brexit. They won the election because of Brexit and racists, right, who wanted to stop immigration. So they don't want to allow Ukrainians in, irrespective of it being a war, right, because they want to placate the racists. Right, and same thing with the refugees who are crossing in rubber dinghies, right? And they don't care about them. It's got nothing to do with Putin. Putin won't care. He won't care anyway, right?
Yeah, he wouldn't even move him. He's killing people. That people are dying, and he didn't care. Why would they care about something?
Well, neither does the British government. Coachila, listen.
Yeah.
Right, 160,000 people died from COVID in the UK, the highest death rate, right, in Europe. Right, at the very beginning, they sent elderly people who had COVID, who were in hospital. They sent them into care homes. And I think it was
30,000. If you don't mind, let's make this.
I'm trying to explain to you. 30,000 people died in care homes. They don't care, right? Boris Johnson was caught out saying, "Let the bodies pile high." They don't care about the Ukraine. They don't care about who they upset, right? They just want to stay in power, and they will do anything they have to do. And if that means sanctioning Roman and Nusimov, right? The two most high-profile Russians in the UK because of their connections to football clubs. That's why they're going to do it. But at the end of the day, they still have to think about how many people, Chelsea fan base in the UK that they're going to upset, right? They have to think about the locals who know what Roman's done for them. They have to think of all these things, right? So they will let him sell the club at some point. But as we discussed before the show, we'll do a proper one on Saturday, and we'll discuss all this.
Yeah, we're deep. We go deep into it on Saturday. Mikhail, coming to you, and I think we've agreed to switch to the matter at hand, which is a current situation for Chelsea Football Club. Mikhail, let me ask you this question, and then I'll go to Nick. I know definitely, to me, I don't think this is the end of Chelsea. I see people on Twitter saying, "Oh, they've ruined the club. They've burnt out the club. It is the end of Chelsea." I don't think so. But the question is, Mikhail, do you see a way back right now? Do you see a way back? If yes, can you talk to us about it?
I think we haven't hit rock bottom as yet. I don't necessarily have a concern over us making it back or not. Depending on how the things pan out, I am concerned about what any new setup will look like. If they disband the club, if they freeze the assets and let it go defunct, I'm fine with that. You know what? Then that's on them. But if the club is to continue operating, whatever the new system setup owners will look like, that concerns me more than anything. Like if according to what I'm reading, the government will be in charge of any sale. Should a sale be allowed, who is that buyer going to be, and how are they going to vet them compared to the club or the board or the fans' desires or hopes or needs? So those are my concerns more than anything else. It's going to be a rocky ride. Things will get ugly. But you know what? All those fair weather friends, this is the time to jump ship. We've had a good run, and now when times get tough, people are looking for the exit signs already. And my feeling is that it's going to get worse before it gets better. So either buckle up or jump out.
Yeah, and like you said, buckle up or jump ship. Then we know who's really Chelsea through and through. Deals, welcome to the panel.
Can you hear me?
How are you doing? What do you think about the situation?
Well, I think the situation is a stupid move from the government to find that proper information if he's innocent or not innocent. So
I think Deals, if you can hear me, I think you have audio issue. Maybe you should try and sort it out. Then I'll add you back. Okay. Stab, I'm coming back to you, Stab. Please, do you see a way out of this? And like Mikhail explained, to me, I think I am with Mikhail that the truth is we haven't hit rock bottom yet. After all, the sanctions are temporarily. It doesn't extend till summer. So even we cannot sign anybody now. Maybe it would just delay us from signing people when summer comes, we still sign up players. It will cost us a bit of a problem, but we have not hit the rock button yet. So, Stat, do you see a way back? If yes, can you please talk about it?
Listen, there's too many conflicting reports, right? Let's not jump into anything at the moment, right? I've seen reports that state that the club are going to have talks with the government to clarify a lot of things. Plus, I've seen reports that Roman will be allowed to choose the buyer. So this is like I said, it's all about them making themselves look good, right? They're not setting out to kill the club off. So let's just calm down a little bit and wait and see how this progresses, right? It may be that they'll involve Roman with who he's dealt with so far and who he's had discussions with. And yeah, we might have to settle for the consortium. Not the ideal thing, but if the person who leads the consortium has the final say on certain structural issues, then it'll be okay. And I'm personally hoping it's that Candy guy who's been a Chelsea fan for 45 years, and he's trying to get a consortium with the US together. He has property development experience, and he has contacts within, which will also see the stadium move on and being sorted out. Let's just calm down. We're all angry. I'm angry because I can't stand the Tory government, right? So I'm angry as well. But I'd rather just slow down, wait and see what else comes out. And if the general thing is, I think that, as I said before, I said it to Mikhail as well, that they may have had an issue with the word net when Roman was discussing the sale.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a bit of a posturing game right now. They are going to escalate their position over time. It's not like they're trying to come to a quick resolution. They're trying to create headlines right now because they're trying to show that they are taking action against quote unquote, Putin's war and Putin's network of whatever influence. So it's more about dragging us through the mud. Not necessarily anything personal, but at the same time, we're the closest, most convenient property of that they can manhandle, and we're just stuck in the middle of it. But they're doing themselves more harm than good, but by setting this precedent where they're going to use businesses in the UK to show heavy-handedness. It's going to have repercussions. Like even if somebody's looking to buy out Chelsea at this point, they're probably it's probably going to narrow down the field quite a lot based on how they're treating this owner and this organization. Because for all of Roman's faults, Chelsea Football Club has been run in a pretty I would say, at least in the last 7, 8, 9 years, it's been run pretty well. And if anything, we've tried to be the poster club for financial fair play across Europe as well. So for them to completely take the finances of a very fine-tuned balancing act, financially speaking, and throw a wrench in the spanners by putting a freeze on everything. If we're losing all our sponsors, if we're losing our match game day gate revenue, if we're losing access to our funds, then how are they expecting this as a business to survive? They're not. It's basically they're twisting the arm. They're trying to force something out of Roman. Roman's pretty much already indicated he's okay to the concept of walking away if that's what it must be. But he has also indicated that he would like to have a say in whoever that next caretaker, quote unquote, of the club will be. And as fans, I'm I'm okay to compartmentalize the club from the man, because once we go down the route of bringing politics into everything, then there's plenty other owners in this league that can be questioned, and at that point, where does it end, right? How are you going to validate how you made your billions? It's a slippery slope, and at this point, it seems more like a witch hunt, and Chelsea are just conveniently there for them to utilize to make their point. I do think that this game should have been postponed. The timing has been, I mean, on game day, first thing in the morning, this is what you wake up to, or this is what you end up finding. I mean, it's not the best mindset to throw a team out there on the pitch with. So
that really shows they know exactly what they're doing.
Well, that's pretty much what it ends up looking like, right? They know that if you look at the contractual situation of our players, we can't even retain a bunch of our players if we cannot renegotiate contracts. So what they're trying to do is destabilize the setup. They're trying to destabilize the team. They're trying to undo the work that has been done over the past at least 1 year by the current manager, and of course, which is a combination of all the managers before him in recent history. The club's come a long way from where it was not even 20 years ago. I would say even 5 years ago. This is convenient. England and Britain, we all know, is a football nation, and there are loyalties and rivalries up and down Parliament, just the same as up and down the street. So it's coming. It's pretty obvious. We're being scapegoated, and they are trying to make sure that they, at the very least, destabilize the club on the pitch. And behind the scenes, of course, it's the papers know it before we do.
I think you speak facts, but it scares the heck out of me, because the truth is, I think they did that with the clear intent to cripple the club, twist the arm of the man to see what he can do. But again, it goes beyond that. Again, we must be smart enough to know which is the manager's being scapegoated, and it doesn't help. And you mentioned something very important. It is a slippery slope, because after this is done, you'd see people come ask you a question. Okay, how about the other person? Why are you not targeting them with sanctions? Why is it just Roman Abramovich? It just doesn't make sense. I don't think they thought it out through thoroughly.
If anything else, if these other clubs that have foreign owners were smart, they would try to band together right now and appeal to the government that this is not how you should treat a rival club that's a paying member of the league, and obviously has a history. The way
I think, and that begs the question. I don't think countries like Italy would do such. It just seems as if they're not proud of what Chelsea have done. In Europe, they don't care. They don't have that pride. Okay, this club is a London club. Look at how much they've won outside of in Europe. They don't care about that. They just want to run the club to the ground. But again, I'm with you on your statement that no, we haven't hit rock bottom yet. And again, let me ask this question. They say that the sanction is temporary, right? It's temporary.
Yeah. Listen, Coachila, right?
Yeah.
The foreign clubs don't care. They hate the Premier League, right? Forget about them.
No, I'm just saying. I was just saying Italy wouldn't do such to one of their, like to AC Milan, just to get to an old oligarch. No, I don't think they will.
They would, right? They would. They basically they stopped AC Milan's progress by jailing Berlusconi, right? So they would, right? The thing is, the other clubs that have got foreign owners, and I think you know which two I'm talking about, right? Yeah, right. Their countries put money into the UK economy by buying arms and weapons, right? That's why they get away with it. Now, the thing is, on Monday, right, when they were getting pressed in the House of Parliament, they say, and a lot of, every day you get one cabinet minister goes around, does the rounds of the media, TV, papers, everything, right? And they've all been coming out with a rhetoric that, oh, well, we don't want to affect British businesses and the economy by just sanctioning anybody. We need to look into it as best we can, which was an excuse not to touch the oligarchs who are putting money in their pocket, right? And now, because the pressure's on, and because they're getting criticised because of all the visas and everything and all their rules, they need to deflect, right? It's a standard Conservative, that's the government, right? Or Tory, they call it Conservative or Tory, right? Conservative, right? The standard procedure is to deflect. They've always done it. When you ask them something, right, about crime or something like that, they'll go, yes, but because when Labour were in power, right, they did this or they did that, right? They don't care that they've been in power for 10 years, right, 12 years now, right? It's a deflection. That's what they do. And now they're using Roman and Ustimov as political footballs to deflect attention away from themselves. Everybody is talking about Chelsea now. Everybody is talking about Abramovich, right, being sanctioned. Right? Nobody's talking about the visas. Suddenly it's died down. Nobody's talking about Partygate or any of the other things that they've done. Right? The Prime Minister's been investigated by the police. Right? And nobody's talking about all this now. They've stopped. Oh, there.
No.
And rival supporters, oh, good, it serves them right. All this, all that. Because they're jealous. Right? Listen, we will survive. Right? Liz Truss is a useless waste of space. She's the one who put us on the sanctions list. The sports minister is having meetings with Chelsea. Some of the license was set up, right? Can let us continue playing. Some of that will be altered, right? They'll have to change it. Otherwise, they're penalising the opposing clubs as well, because it means they can't sell tickets to us, and their fans can't come to Chelsea, right? So some of it's going to be changed. They've got to restructure the minimum amount we can spend on travel, right? Because we can't go into Europe. Why would they want to stop an English club from going into Europe, possibly winning it and bringing prestige back to the UK? Right? Yeah. This is just a load of nonsense, and it will change. Right?
Yeah. So we have just 2 minutes to round off, unfortunately, because I know we all each have quite a lot to say about the situation, and I think that's why our Blue Morning on Saturday, this Saturday, will be very important. We can all pour our hearts out and then analyze the situation thoroughly, because today's show, it was meant to be a pregame show, the analysis of the lineup, but it was clear that we couldn't even concentrate and do that effectively. We had to. We were forced to start talking about the situation at hand. So I'll come to you, Mikhail, and then I'll go to Nick. Mikhail, what type of game do you expect today, and what do you think the outcome will be? Because we have just 2 minutes to round up, and unfortunately, we can't not continue like that.
Coachila, sorry, you cut out there. I couldn't hear.
I'm saying, what type of game do you expect, and what do you think the outcome will be?
I expect Thomas Tuchel to help the team focus on the job at hand, which is there's a game to be played. Let's try to focus on that. Let's park our emotions for the 90 minutes plus of this game, and let's try to band together and pull each other through this game by game, day by day. It's going to be a rough ride. I have no idea how many of us and them will be standing by the time the smoke clear. But as long as we're in it, we need to stand together and see ourselves through this period. So I'm hoping whatever we do out there, we show some resolve and some character today.
Yes, we have to. A win would do us a world of good. That's very important. And thank you very much for putting it so well, Mikhail. And before I hand over to Nick to tell us what he expects of the game and the outcome, we have about 40 people watching, 99.95% of which are on Facebook. Please, if you can do us a favor, come over to YouTube, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't, so that you will be notified whenever we go online. That will do me a world of good, and the channel overall, it helps the channel grow. So coming to you, Nick Blue, what type of game do you expect, and what do you think the outcome will be?
Yeah, I think like Mikhail said, Thomas Tuchel is a great manager, great man manager. So, he will tell the players, put it behind your heads. We're not going nowhere. Chelsea will be here. We're going to have, like you said, rough ride to May at least. So by then we might know something else. We might have a new owner, and I hope it's Nick Candy because he's a Chelsea fan. I hope he does something. That'd be the good news if he does. I hope. And today, you know, I expect us to win, but if we don't, I won't have no complaints at all. Like I said, I prefer the game not to go ahead.
All right, predictions, because we have just 4 minutes and we gotta go watch the game.
Yeah, well, I said from before today it was 3-0. We're gonna win 3-0. I still go with my 3-0.
Yeah. Okay. Given the defense, I see your post there. I don't think we will concede. And how about you, stop quickly? What do you think the outcome will be?
Yeah, same as Nick. Let's just go out there, have pride in the badge in the shirt.
Yes, the pride is pride. Yeah, we have to show pride, and we have to win this game. It will do us all a world of good. And with that, I say goodbye to everybody in the chat, and thank you very much for those of you that tuned in. This is the first time for a while that we are live, and it's important that you showed up, and I appreciate your support. Mikhail, thank you very much. Staff, thank you. Nick Blue, thank you very much. I appreciate you all. And again, 41 people, nearly all of whom are watching from Facebook. Please, I appreciate it if you can come over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel. That will go a long way. With that, I say goodbye. See you guys for the Blue Morning Show tomorrow. God bless us all, and bye.
And up the Blues.